And anyway, it's just like the Moabites that when Israel was trying to come into the land and pass by the Moabites there with Balak and Balaam and those people, and they couldn't get Balaam to curse the Israelites because God had told him not to, and he obeyed him for the time. Well, he obeyed him eventually, anyway, but not at the first, and so he wasn't even supposed to go. But God turned that into Israel's favor until the Moabitish women came and tempted the men, and the men fell. They fell into sin, and there was a plague that was put throughout the camp until the Israelite men came and stayed the plague by killing the men and the women that they slept with. So the devil won, and what he did was he tempted them, and Israel fell, and then God cursed them for that time period. And that's what the devil tries to do to us today, is to cause us to fall out of a right relationship with the Lord. He wants to turn his blessings into a cursing on us. And so that's what Hezekiah, that's where we are in a lot of times in our lives, and that's where Hezekiah is here. And Hezekiah does not fall. He stays the ground. And we left off at 27, so I'm going to pick it up right there now. Therefore their inhabitants were of small power, they were dismayed and confounded. Well, let's go back up here and let me go back up here a little bit. And like verse 20. Let's see. Let's go.
You read the whole verse of 27.
I did. Well, let's go back up though, because it's not going to make any sense. So anyway, let's go back up to about verse 23, I guess. It says, when he's talking about let's see here, it's Hezekiah. Or Amos is talking to Hezekiah. Let's go to 21. Then Isaiah the son of Amos sent unto Hezekiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, whereas thou hast prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Assyria, this is the word which the Lord hath spoken concerning him. The virgin, the daughter of Zion, hath despised thee, and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem hath shaken her head at thee, whom thou hast reproached and blasphemed. Whom hast thou reproached and blasphemed? And against whom hast thou exalted thy voice, and lifted up thine eyes on high, even against the Holy One of Israel? By thy servants hast thou reproached the Lord, and hast said, By the multitude of thy chariots am I come up to the height of the mountains, to the sides of Lebanon, and I will cut down the tall cedars thereof, and the choice fir trees thereof, and I will enter into the height of his border, and the forest of his Carmel. I have digged and drunk water, and with the sole of my feet have I dried up all the rivers of the besieged places. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass, that thou shouldst be to lay waste defenced cities into ruinous heaps. Therefore their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, and as the grass of the housetops, on the housetops, and as corn blasted before it be grown up. But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me. Because thy rage against me and thy tumult is come up into mine ears, therefore I put my hook in thy nose, and my bridle in thy lips, and I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest. And this shall be a sign unto thee: ye shall eat this year such as groweth up of itself. And the second year that which springeth of the same, and in the third year sow ye, and reap, and plant vineyards, and eat the fruit thereof. Now that's going to be pretty good, though. And the remnant, that's a good thing. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward. Which they do. Now some might put that into the far future, but in where they're at, they do put down root and they do bear fruit upward whenever they are brought back into Jerusalem and build the walls with Nehemiah. So, for out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion. And the zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria: he shall not come into this city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shields, nor cast a blank against it. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into this city, saith the Lord. For I will defend this city to save it for mine own sake, and for my servant David's sake. Now you understand something? He's talking specifically to Hezekiah, David, Israel, Jerusalem, and Judah. Okay, and that's who the Sennacherib and his troops have come up against, is them. But you know, this is the same thing, because the Bible, we are God's elect as well. David is God's elect. There are those in the Old Testament, they are called the God's elect. Now in the New Testament, there is God's elect as well. We are in the same lineage, in the same line, in the same root in the tree, grafted in. Right? We are His children as well, and He said, and we have a defense city around us as well. And in the spiritual, not talking about the physical. Now He says He's going to send them back the same way He came, and that's what He's going to do us. Therefore, so we got some rain outside there. Trying to snow. But let's see, where are we here?